DBS community, welcome back to another video here with Kyle Chris, and today thought about starting a new series, and I was just kind of experimenting with some ideas of what we can do since we are kind of in the middle of regional season, doing a lot of playtesting for myself, going to some of these conventions and regionals, and as well as helping some other people. Haven't really had a lot of time to record videos, honestly. I've just been very busy. So what I wanted to do was start a new series. I don't think anybody's actually done this in our community yet. But the idea is I'm going to start with black leaders and probably go on from there. But essentially attempting to make every leader in the game viable. Now, that's a lot, right? And some of these leaders are just unplayable, like Super Shinron and things like that, right? That's the idea, but I'm going to try and, work around and see if I can do every leader, if not most of the leaders. And how this is going to work is, if you guys like this sort of content, let me know. And you can do that by liking the video, subscribing, whatever, commenting. But if this video gets to 500 views, or once this video gets to 500 views, anybody who leaves a comment down below with what leader they want me to attempt to make competitive, or just throw a different spin on it, leave that down in the comments and I will pick one of those. Now, no real rules for that, but we are starting with black leaders first and black leaders only. So the idea is to try to get through all of these black leaders and just messing around with some different builds, just having some fun, but also just trying to make them as competitively viable as possible. And obviously these videos will change from time to time because if the format changes, emergency ban lists, things like that, it's going to change how the deck's going to, look. So make sure you guys like and subscribe. Like I said, let me know what you guys think of this video, if this is something you guys want to do with me. If you guys don't find it very entertaining, I'm not going to do it, right? I don't want to waste your guys' time. So I did want to start this with a leader that I find to be incredibly unique and very, very awesome, which is going to be the Shroom Salsa leader here, Might of the Demon Gods. I love this leader. When this leader came out, I was extremely happy. At the time, it was a cool idea, just didn't really see enough support, right? And there's one card that's coming out in next set as a winner stamp, which we'll go over here in a little bit. But this deck definitely has some legs, and that's what we're going to try to do is make this leader viable. Now, leader draws on both sides, but then it also has an auto on both sides. When this card is in battle, you combo when you combo with one black battle card, your opponent sends one battle card from the drop area to the warp. And then there's that's kind of the end of the check. Then if there is no battle card in your opponent's drop area after that effect, you draw a card, essentially kind of making yourself kind of every card a pseudo super combo, right? And the idea is to just remove everything from your opponent's drop area, or keep things out of their drop area, and now you're just gaining all this advantage, right? You awaken at 4 life or less, or if your opponent has 4 more cards in the warp, meaning there are particular decks right now in the format that you can awaken probably turn 1 or turn 2, right? If you're playing against, Super Saiyan God Trunks, they're going to have 4 cards in the warp probably by turn 2, on their turn 2, and you can just awaken, just restand 1, draw 1, right? That's incredibly powerful. That is incredibly powerful. And then on this side, for 1 colorless, if your opponent has no battle card in the drop area, you can choose up to 1 Evil Wizard, Demon Realm Race, or Demon God with energy cost of 2 or less in your deck, or hand and play it. Also very, very powerful, just allowing you to play out 2 costs for 1. And most of those cards will have different effects on them, so it's very, very good. So this is the first leader we're going to try here, and we're going to try to make this as competitive as possible, with a side deck for everything right now. So what I'm going to do here is I need to pull up a sticky note thing here, and we're actually going to create a new sticky note. First thing we're going to do is change this color. Obviously, we're going to do black. All right. So what are some of the meta decks right now? Well, obviously we have U7 Goku. Now this one is going to be probably the most difficult one for us to manage, because this deck is kind of our kryptonite, right? U7 Goku is kind of our kryptonite. Our opponent can't choose their own battle cards and warp them because of their leader's permanent. So this is definitely gonna be a deck that we're gonna want to try and play around. And I definitely think there's some cards we can just kind of thinking about it that we can actually use to get rid of this stuff here. So we have that. We have Cell. Cell's something that's definitely easier for us to deal with. We have Trunks Vegeta, which would be a hilarious matchup because we can just warp the 1-drops away from the drop area. just get rid of stuff on the board. That's actually pretty good. Gamma's interesting. Gamma we can probably deal with decently well. Yellow Sin we can probably deal with well. So you guys can see here, these are just some decks we're gonna kind of play around here. So first things first is to figure out what type of engine we want to play in this deck, right? Well, we'll probably start with the Secret Rare, right? So we have two different Secret Rare options here. We have Supreme Kai Space Time Unraveler, and we have Supreme Kai of Time Brainwash. So both of these are incredibly powerful. This one has been getting a lot more play, which makes me very, very happy because this card is really good. And also the arts on this is fantastic. So people just need to... This is probably a card that's going to see a lot more play as we continue to go. Just being a 50k double strike and then also being a weird floodgate on your opponent's turn, just kind of a taxing floodgate. It's pretty powerful. It's pretty powerful. So currently I think we're going to go with Space Time Unraveler. I just think right now it's probably the better option for this particular part of the deck. And this is definitely going to change as we go on because this is just all live. I'm not really doing a lot of edits or nothing. So since it's scripted, we're just going to kind of go with the flow here. All right, so we're gonna do engine-wise. So we're gonna do the King Summon engine. King Summon is probably one of the better engines for the deck. That's King Summon, not King Summons. Or King Summon? King Summons, maybe? Okay, just wanted me difficult. Okay, that's fine. All right, so we'll go do this, and then we'll do traits. So since we play Demon Realm God, Demon Realm Race, and it's Demon Realm Race, right? Demon Realm Race, Demon God, right? Demon Realm Race, Demon God, or Evil Wizard, right? So we'll do that, and then we'll do Evil Wizard. Perfect. All right, so we're getting a lot of cards here. There we go, King Summon. So King Summon is going to be our main archetype card here. Tap 2, crit a life. You get the send one battle card from your opponent's drop area to the warp, and then you get to play out 2 black battle cards, Evil Wizard and or Demon Realm Race in their name, and then that don't have Magic Abor in the name, so you can't play out Broken Seal. However, you can play Broken Seal off your leader effect, so you can actually tap 1 to play Broken Seal, which actually is busted, absolutely busted. So also this card has a when this card is played effect, which is incredibly important for one of the cards we're going to add to this deck. All right, so let's kind of go down the line here. So this card here, this is the card we're going to actually add, and we're probably just going to at least put 4 in there for now. We'll probably adjust ratios at the end here. But this card, when this card attacks, you send up to one of your opponent's battle cards from the drop area to the warp. If there are no battle cards in your opponent's drop area, choose one of your opponent's, choose up to 1 black Evil Wizard, Demon Realm Race, or Demon God with the cost of 2 or less in your hand or drop area and play it. Basically, we can actually play out Broken Seal here, essentially from our drop area, and then gain the effect if we didn't play it our last turn, right? So this is kind of our main archetype card here. So you also can play this off if you bounce back a Skillless back to your hand. So definitely have to play some Skillless, and we'll just kind of just go with the thematic here. We'll just pick Shroom, and now we're going to add 4 of this guy here, Preparing to Fight. So this is a new card from the Ultimate Squad set. If your opponent plays a battle card higher energy cost than their current energy, it cannot attack for the turn. This is an auto, so it will trigger regardless if the card has barrier or whatever, because this card is not choosing it. It's just saying that the card that's being played cannot play. Also, you can swap 2 Spirit Boost into a 2-drop Shroom, essentially allowing us to go into our Shroom here for 1 energy. And then for another energy, we can then bounce it and then play out this guy here, right? So that's actually incredibly powerful. All right, so what do we got here? So we have Chain Attack Gravy, very, very good card. Combo with a Demon Realm Race, or an Evil Wizard on your turn, you draw an extra card. And when this card is removed from the field by a opponent's skill, you warp one of your opponent's battle cards from the drop area. And that's also you choose. So that's very, very good. So we're going to add 4 Chain Attack Gravies. Let's see what else we got in here. There's this Shroom. I don't know if it's good as Salsa, but we'll add 1 just for now because we may end up taking it out later. It's not a big deal. Demon God Gravy. This is the new super combo from the set. It's a draw 1 at 4 life. but it's when this card is used in a combo, essentially meaning if we combo this off our leader, we can draw off our leader and then draw off this. Or if we use Chain Attack Gravy, we're drawing once off our leader, once off the super combo, once off Chain Attack Gravy. Again, very, very good. And then, even better, is we can play out, we can play the super combo off of the Salsa. So any 2-drop Demon Realm Races, or Evil Wizards that you see in the deck, you can play it off of this guy, which is just incredible amounts of synergy. So this card here is very, very powerful. Actually probably would be considered in the deck, but the problem is that you don't have this card's really, really expensive, right? This is like a $12 card, $13 card. It's very difficult to probably get this card right now. I think there's like 1 or 2 listings for this card, so probably not something that you're going to want to play, just because you can't really, not that you can't afford it, but I can't. I don't want to pay $12 for this card. I don't think it's worth $12, right? So now we're going to look for some more cards here. Let's see what else we have for Demon Realm Race, Gravy, and Demiurge's Thrall. So this card, when you combo this card, or if it attacks, you choose up to 2 cards in your warp and place it back in your drop area. This is very good because we can also combo this card, and because this card is comboable, it allows us to draw off of our leader effect, and we can also play it off of the Salsa as well. So it just has some playability. We also play it off of our leader. And we are going to add one of these Toas here. We're not going to run any evolved targets for the Toa, at least in the main deck. But being able to search top 5 for a Demon Realm Race, very powerful. And this is on its attack and or play once per turn. So when we play it the first turn, we can do it, and then the next turn if we attack with it, we can do it again. So it's pretty good. What else do we got? Chain Attack Poutine. It's okay. Gives a Demon Realm Race or an Evil Wizard 5k on the combo. Probably not going to do that. We have Great Devilman. This card actually is really good. It's also a Demon Realm Race, meaning we can actually play this card back out. But this is a counterplay. 2 or less cards sent to the warp instead. It's pretty good. It's a 2 cost. So we'll just throw 1 in there for right now. This card is actually absolutely nuts in this deck. So you see that when this card is played, your opponent may choose 1 card in their hand and send it to the warp. If they don't, choose one of your opponent's battle cards. Choose one of your opponent's leader cards in rest mode, or up to one of your opponent's battle cards in cost 4 or less in rest mode, and it cannot attack until the end of your next turn, essentially giving you a yellow sin effect, right? Why this card is good? For a few different reasons. 1, you can play this off of King Summon, right? So you can play this and your opponent cannot attack with their leader. Very powerful, right? 2, it says when this card is played, essentially when you play this off of the 5-drop Shroom, your opponent cannot attack with their leader unless they pitch a card from their hand, right? So you have a little bit of weird hand destruction in there. We don't care about the swap effect. It doesn't matter. This bottom effect makes this card very, very powerful. So we're going to include that in there for now. And not going to run the Gravies because we combo a lot. This card having 0 combo power is just bad. So we're not going to play it. This card, however, incredibly good. Demon God, Deborah, Imperial Warrior. So, Dark Overwhelm, 3, and then 2 energy. When this card attacks, play up to 1 Evil Wizard, Demon Realm Race, or Demon God card, all black, with an energy cost of 2 or less from your hand. So, essentially, this just allows you to gain advantage by playing something else from your hand, and essentially having the same effect as your Shroom, meaning that all of your 2 costs or less you can play out from your hand. That's a lot of value. It's a lot of value, right? Almost turns this into a weird aggro deck, right? So we have that. Now, so that's probably most of the Demon Realms. Now, I am going to add 1 Bibbidi Prime Evil Conjurer as a super combo. So we're actually going to take out one of the Gravies. And let's see that. Yep, and because this is essentially a 15k combo, if we have a bunch of cards in our warp. But it's Evil Wizard, so it's searchable, it's playable. We're not going to play it, obviously. But it's comboable, it's pretty good. So like we'll just throw one of these in here right now for tech. Can end up probably getting cut later if you test it. So that's probably the bulk of the deck. I don't see anything else we want to add in here. currently. Oh yeah, actually probably we'll do 4 Demon God Poutines. This card's playable. Might as well just add in there, right? It's not too bad. Now this is a lot of cards, so we're gonna keep going here a little bit. We're gonna add some more stuff. So we need some. We need a unison. So we're gonna throw in probably just Bardock for now. Do 3 Bardock. Anything else enticing here? Mecha-Gabora actually is enticing because of the swap mechanic, because we're swapping into a Demon Realm raise. You can warp something 3 or less. I want to run the Poutine engine, but the fact that we actually don't get the swap effect off of Poutine, it just doesn't make it as viable as, you know, we would want it to. So probably not going to do that. Mira's good as well. Probably do 1 Mira. Probably do 1 Mira. Probably take out the Mecha-Gabora for now. Just do the 1 Mira. Mira's pretty solid as a unison. Do that. Now let's do some negates. So we'll do 2 Kai negates. Pretty fair. Honestly, this is pretty snapped. We can probably run 2 of these as like pseudo super combos. Especially if we're playing against an aggro deck. You have these in your hand. This is a 10k combo, and if your opponent has no cards in the drop area, this is a super combo on turn 2, turn 1, whatever it is, right? So that's pretty good. So we'll throw 2 of those in there. We'll make it 3 for now. So we're at 50 cards right now. Probably end up cutting some stuff here, but we're going to continue to add stuff for now. Support of the Dark Empire for sure. Got to add that. Just seems probably like the best call, as well as Petrification. I can't spell Petrification, so we're just gonna shorten it here. Probably had just 1 of those in the main deck. And so one thing actually that I want to try and do is add some 1-drop cantrips, right? Because essentially a 1-drop cantrip in this deck is going to draw you 2 cards. 1 off of the play, second one off of the combo, right? So I think we're going to do Twisted Sister just because it puts stuff back. And because you're playing Twisted Sister, you draw off of it, and then your opponent swings, you combo it, you draw another card. So you're drawing 2 cards for 1 energy. It's pretty poppin'. And just put something back into their deck, which is also good too. It just allows you to use your leader effect. This card's also pretty good too. I'm going to consider this as well, the Kabuto Kai Opening Strike. You draw a card, and then if it's your turn, if your opponent has less than 3 energy, choose one of your opponent's battle cards, 30k or more, and place it at the bottom of the owner's deck. Very powerful. Just getting rid of a card. We like that. Kami, pretty good. Ghost Warriors, again, pretty good. Just allowing us to cycle cards. Demon God Toa, pretty good. Playing out a token or drawing a card, it's pretty powerful. Let's see here. We can't run the Super Mirror because our leader's not an Android or a Toa. Goku here is nice, but we're not running the Gogeta engine or any part of that package. It's not really worth it. Poutine, nah, I don't like the bottom decking effect. We don't really want to do that. Mecha-Gabora doesn't work because our leader's not Mecha-Gabora. Let's see, something meta-relevant here. Meta-relevant. Probably Shin. Noble Supremacy, if you guys don't know what this card does. Less than 3 energy, your opponent can't attack with cards 7 or more. Dropping this on turn 3 against Gamma. Especially like if you're going second, so you get to 3 energy second. You play this on turn 4 against Cell. I guess Cell, right? You do it against Cell. You can do it against Yellow Sin. You can do this against Red Goku. You can do this against Gamma. Just stops them from being able to swing big battle cards on turn 4, which is very, very powerful. So we're gonna main deck 2 of those for now. Gohan's a good one, but you don't really want to combo it off. Yeah, it's probably it. So we got that. What else could we potentially add in here? It's like all gas, no brake, right? There's not a lot of extra cards in this deck. Let's cycle through the extra cards real quick, see if there's anything that's worth running in the main deck. Majin Buu Human Extinction Attack, it's probably actually really good considering we can choose the card. So against U7, when they mill something, you just pop it with this. It works pretty well. We don't really want a lot of hard negates because we want to get to the combo area. So that's why we're really running like, Petrification's really good. Realm of the God, or the Spore of the Dark Empire, helps us, get down to 4 life. But we don't really need to run any more negates. I'm thinking probably Super Kamehameha, right? Super Kamehameha would probably be a good idea. Grab Super Kamehameha. All these other cards, probably not the best. All right, here. So let's cut down this deck a little bit. So we'll do one Magic Boar in the main. We'll do 3 Chain Attack Graves. We'll take out the 5 cost. Actually, we'll probably just cut Bibbidi since we can play it off of Demon God, which makes it better. We'll do 2 Deborah. Put Devilman on the side. Bump this up. Probably good. Take Petrification out of the main. Probably don't need it. Yeah, I got 6 1-drop plays plus this. That's pretty solid. You got that. We have 1 spot. We might as well just keep it at 60, right? Is there any other cards worth running in the main deck that could be good? This card's pretty nuts, but probably just gonna go in the side deck from that. Probably just want to do some consistency stuff here, right? So probably maybe just another Gravy, right? Gravy just seemed like probably would be a good one to run. Actually, you know what would be a good thing to do? I think we're gonna bump this on the 2, bump this on the 3, and then where is the 1-drop Toa that searches top 5? There we go, Dimensional Conjurer. Yeah, so this card actually might not be bad. Just as a 2 of. We can always cut it after I test it a little bit. But that's probably what we're going to do for the main deck there. And now for the side. Oh boy. I'll tell you what, actually. You know what we didn't add? So the deck's kind of, the idea of this deck is just kind of just outvaluing your opponent as the game goes on, right? You don't really have an actual kill pressure, so we may actually want to add in the other Kai. Oh, actually, we do gotta make some changes here. That's okay. That's okay. Alright, so we're gonna actually do Brainwash here. Alright, so we're gonna put Shin in the side deck. Shin's gonna go in the side. I think it's probably better. But we need to add some more pressure to the main deck. So we're gonna do King Vegeta. Card's pretty snapped. We take a Toa out, and what's a big battle card that we can play? Wish I can play that, but we can't. Let me see. Probably going to be the 6-cost Devilisher card. More than likely. We can probably do a Mira. Honestly. Mira may be the play. Mira or Fu. Scientist Fu could be nuts. Right? Scientist Fu actually may be the play. That's kind of bussin'. Right? 1-drop Overrealm 25k into a 1-drop 50k. It's pretty good. Yeah. Scientist Fu, it's probably good. Mira, I don't know. This looks pretty good. I don't know if I want to do. I kind of don't want to do Poutine. No, I kind of don't. This Overrealm makes sense because we can play out all of our 2-drops. The other one just doesn't really make that much sense. Maybe we'll do that. We'll go down the 3. Keep it that way. It seems pretty good. All right, so we're gonna go to the side deck real quick. So side deck, petrification for sure. We'll throw 2 petrification on the side. So we don't have any in the main. I have 2 Super Kamehameha on the side. Yep, 2 Super Kamehameha on the side, which means Koitsukai will go on the side. So the Toa, I'm gonna show you guys the Toa combination here. So this Toa combination will end up completely demolishing U7 if you play against U7, right? So you play this card here. It's Overwhelm 2. Once card's played, you discard a card, you draw a card, and then you give this card 5k, right? So it becomes a 20k, which means that the Goku can't kill this card. This card's gonna come down, Goku's gonna counterplay. This card's going to gain 5k, it's going to get negged by 15, so it's going to live. You get to draw a card, pitch a card, and then you play this guy on top of it. So this card here is absolutely broken against U7. It's incredibly good. I don't think this is why this card got bought out, like 3 sets ago. 2 or 3 sets ago, whatever. It was like before Nats. You can play it off of it, right? Very, very powerful. You can also play it off of this, but you have to pay the energy to play this card and then pay to evolve it. Well, this card, you just play it for 2 or for Overwhelm 2, and then you play this, right? And now this would technically probably be in the main board if I owned 4, but I don't own 4, so so essentially you play this card, you evolve on top of a Toa, energy cost of 2. Card's played, you draw a card, and you shuffle 4 battle cards from your opponent's shop area back into their deck, right? So you drop this on turn 2. Right, you drop this in turn 2. U7 player probably has like 5, maybe 4 or 5 cards in their drop area. Let's say they have 5 cards in the drop area, right? Let's say 4 of them are U7s, right? You play this, you shuffle all 4 of those U7s back into their deck. Now they have to mill again, but before their Friezas become live, or their Goku becomes live, because you have to have Sparking 5 or Sparking 7 or something like that, right? Really good, absolutely good. And then you can just play it again and then do the same thing again, right? Like, you're going to stop them from playing stuff, and then with everything else that you have in the deck, completely just stops them from functioning, right? So we're going to do 2 of those. Now, the next card we're going to do is we're going to throw this card on the side, and this card's going to act like the promo card, which I'm actually going to pull up right now on the screen. The promo card is really good. Where are we at? Promo. Here we go. Good old promo. So this guy here is the Shroom Salsa winner stamp card that's coming out in the next set, right? So permanent, if your opponent has 4 more cards in the warp, this card gains double strike. It's a 5k combo. When you combo with this card, you can pay 1. If your leader is a Shroom Salsa, when this card attacks or is using a combo, send up to 1 battle card from your opponent's drop area to the warp. And then if your opponent has no battle cards in the drop area, you draw 1. So this allows you to draw 1 off of this effect, and then draw 1 off of the, that's not it, to draw off of your leader effect, right? Because you can resolve the autos in whatever order, right? But the fact that this card chooses makes this card so good, because then you can just choose to warp something from the U7 player, and then they don't get the card. And then if you want to no battle card in the dropper, you can play it for 1. It's a 1 drop 20k double strike that for 2 energy, essentially, you're drawing a card, swinging for double strike, and warping something from your opponent's drop area. It's really, really good. Really, really good card. So, we're going to throw 4 of these in the side for now. And then the Toa combination, I'm actually just going to take out of the side because I don't want it in there right now. So, that's what this card is. Just remember, that is going to be the promo card here. So, next is going to be... We kind of suffer from some aggro stuff, so we're going to add in Energy Ball. We do run a Unison, so it does make sense. We'll throw in Oceanus there for now. That man just getting cut here. Let's see. So probably do Devilish Dominator. Card's really good. Devilish Dominator. Yep, this card here. 4 drop. Opponent has 3 more cards in the warp. You send up to 2 cards from your opponent's battle card from your opponent's shopper to the warp. Then if they have 10 or more, it restands at 25k triple strike deflect that potentially has double strike or dual attack, and then you send 1 of your opponent's cards to the warp if they decide to negate this card. So this card could probably end up going in the main deck, but side for now just because it's best of 1 format. We'll just put 2 in there for now. And then the other one is the 5 drop, Deluge of Darkness, I think that's what it's called. Yeah, this guy. So for every 10 cards in your opponent's warp when this card attacks, you send 1 of their life to the warp. So if you play this, your opponent has 1 life and they have 10 cards in the warp, and you play this down and you swing with it and they don't petrify it, they lose, essentially. So it just burns them alive. So we're going to throw one of these in, just because this card's really, really good. And we're actually running out of room here, so we'll probably cut one of these down. We'll just cut Oceanus, and we have 1 spot left. Throw that back in there. So, yeah, very, like I said, very, very quick deck. But so these videos are just to kind of just show you guys, map out kind of my deck building process here. So, I always start with a 60 card deck. I always start with a 60 card deck, mainly because I play black and it's easier to play 60 card decks in black. But also, it's easier to test when you have all your options, right? So you run 60 and then you just slowly cut from there. And that's generally how I get most of my decks. Most of them fall between the 54-55 range, just because I value I value the random RNG and you know, based on situations rather than just the consistency. But you know, some players like, you know, just flat running 50 cards. I don't think it depends on the deck, right? Any deck that I run cards where I mill, I don't run a run 50 because I want better chances of not milling the cards that I want to mill. So, so I would run more than 50. So this is the list. If you guys want to link to it, just let me know. But this is kind of what I'm looking at here. I said a very, very quick breakdown of what the deck could potentially look like. I do think this leader has potential to be a meta relevant deck. You know, if anyone tests this list, let me know. I'm going to be testing it at my locals. Yeah, we'll kind of go from there. So thank you guys again for watching. Make sure you guys like and subscribe, hit the bell for notifications. And again, you know, let me know if you guys like this sort of content. Comment down below of what deck you like to see me do next. Again, black leaders first. We're going to go through the black leaders and then we'll move on to a different color after we hit 500 likes, or 500 views. Sorry, 500 views. So thank you guys for watching, and I will see you guys in the next video.